I just want to talk a little more about the incident in today's parsha from Chumash that Dinah is abducted, and the only sister mentioned in Nigla of the only daughter born to Jacob mentioned specifically in the five books of Moses outright. There is midrashim. I think Rashi cites that everyone was born with a twin sister. They each were born with a twin. So according to that, there's 12 sisters, and Dinah's one mentioned, but I think she was actually born by herself either way. But regardless, she's abducted and by this man, and he takes her inside private quarters and he rapes her, both vaginally and apparently anally, according to Rashi. The Jacob, our forefather, says nothing of this right away. He wants to wait. He waits for his sons to get home, and Shimon and Levi, with sword in hand and cunning on their lips, go out and they say, "Listen, you want to take her as a wife? Take her as a wife. Circumcise yourselves. Get all your children circumcised, and we'll do business. You'll marry our daughters. We'll marry their daughters." What Shem doesn't realize is that he's dealing with God's chosen, in Jacob and his sons. They don't need anything from anyone. Okay, they have an eternal promise from God. This whole land is going to be yours, and you're going to inherit, and you're going to inhabit it, and you're going to dwell in it peacefully, and I will be with you always. Okay, this is now the third generation. Abraham passed all his tests. Isaac passed his test. Now we're dealing with Jacob. Okay, Shem doesn't realize he's dealing with a priestly nation. Okay, so it's a sad story in a certain respect, because if the relationship didn't start out like that, Shem and he gets a bunch of people to circumcise themselves willfully, and it's a sign of it's not easy, especially when you're an older man to and I don't know what kind of anesthesia they had in those days, to willfully undergo circumcision at an advanced age. It's not a simple thing. These were people who, on some level at least, without this incident aside, maybe were God-fearing people. Could have been were God-fearing people, and they really wanted to be part of this congregation of Jacob. They want to be brothers with the sons of Jacob, with the new nation of Israel. So they go out, and on the third day, which is known to be, we learned by Avram, but parts of Vayira, the third day is the most painful part of the circumcision. They're all weak, and they're laying there with, you can imagine, bandages on their penis. They can barely move, and they come and they kill them. They kill all the men, and they plunder the town and everything. This and the story of the Kedah, which I'll talk about later, is one of the times when people go atheists go, even if there is a God, look how cruel he is. This is God's anointed people. And Levi and Shimon, you should know, Shimon has another incident later on with Pinchas, that what's his name, the head of Shevet Shimon. At one point, they're trying to get the Jews to stop mating with these idol worshippers, and the head of Shimon is like doing it publicly, and Pinchas takes a spear and kills him, and Pinchas gets musar about it. They say, your father fattened sheep for idol worship, and now you're taking the same anger and killing a Jew, the head of a Zimri I think his name is. But anyway, Hashem says, "I'm going to make with you a bris shalom. You just sanctified my name in public. It's something Moshe Rabbeinu himself should have done. He didn't act. You, Pinchas, acted with zealousness. And Pinchas, you're going to be a kohen gadol. He gets a gift of kahuna." And also it's on Eliyahu Navi, the concept Pinchas hu Eliyahu. Eliyahu Pinchas. Pinchas becomes the same soul force of Eliyahu Navi, who's one of the most fierce characters in the whole history of Tanakh. I mean, this is someone who literally shattered idol worship on many levels. Anyway, stories like this, and from here we see that God is vicious and vengeful. This is to me an incident of how to deal with severe injustice when it affects like your sibling. And this to me is something I don't understand when I look today at the Jewish people, and you see, and it's because of the Torah. The Torah makes us timid. It makes us humble. It makes us almost like of a meek spirit, but it's not necessarily in the stories of Tanakh. If you really open them up and you really look at them, Shimon and Levi, they act for God's name, and they act for their sister's name. When Yaakov Avinu yells at them, they say, do you want us to make our sister a harlot? Do you want to make her a whore out of her? She just gets abducted and he rapes her twice? Once in the regular, once in the way that's not regular? Is this what you want, Tati? Is this what you want? And Yaakov Avinu's main plight with them seems to be his main argument against them is like, now no one in this land is going to trust me because look how cunning you were, look how deceiving you were. It's almost, I think what Yaakov Avinu might have been suggesting is, you wanted to go to war with these guys, you want to kill them, let's have a fair war. I'm not scared of them, but to go and have them circumcise themselves and then to kill them while they can't defend themselves, this is poor practice, and this is going to ruin my name forever. And I once heard a theory that this breach of trust is something that affects this region of the world even till today. that people look at the Jews and they go, can we still trust you? And spiritually what it emanates from is the fact that Levi and Shimon went out, told people to circumcise themselves, then when they couldn't even defend themselves, killed a whole nation of people. And hopefully we can rectify it, because we're not those people. We're descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the sons of Israel. Our nation is called Israel. The Jews are Israel. But hopefully we can rectify it by focusing more on who we are now and what we all want, which is world peace and an end of economic disparity. But I just wanted to point this out. This is, people give me a hard time on my Facebook. I'm a group member of a Reb Kahana group. How could you be so violent and so, every Jew with a 22? Let me tell you something. In this day and age, every Jew with a 22, in my opinion, is called common sense. On the streets of Crown Heights, it happens almost every week that these kids, groups of 10 boys, come up to two Bachram, walk them on Friday night, and last time it happened, they took a gun, they put it to the kid's head, give me your money. It's Shabbos, I don't have any money, leave me alone. He pushes the gun away. As he's walking, the guy takes the butt of the gun and smashes his skull with it. The guy go to the hospital. Second Shabbos in a row, and this was right after the attacks in Mumbai, of course. Second week in a row that these kids are beating up on Jewish kids. I actually sent an email to Rav Schachter. I hope he got it. I sent it to the YU, asking him for a heter that when a Jew turns 18, whatever legally he's allowed to, we should be permitted and required to get guns and to carry guns even on Shabbos as self-defense. Because one thing we've learned in exile is the non-Jews are not changing. With all due respect. Their respect of us, their fear of us, their treatment of us, it does not improve. It does not improve. No matter what you say about society and democracy and America being different. It does not improve if you live in in Crown Heights, if you're openly Jewish. If you're one of these guys who can hide their Jewish identity because you look like everyone else, obviously you don't have this issue. But in my opinion, every Jew of the 22, it's simple common sense. And especially in Israel. Especially in Israel with piguim and things like this. You have people, there's now a guy on Facebook who's making a group to have more people should have guns in Israel, Jews, to protect themselves. It's common sense. It's common sense. I'm looking for feedback. I'm open to it. I'm in no way saying that we should be violent. Our nature is to be peaceful and loving. But when it comes to defending your own health, and imagine if these guys, if the shluchim in India had weapons, then it's a different scene, isn't it? You terrorists. Come after a defenseless rabbi who's armed only with his prayer and with acts of kindness, and you go and torture him until he's dead, him and his wife. Imagine if it's known that every Jew has a gun. Then do the terrorists come after the Jews? Or then they go, maybe we should pick on another people that isn't known to be armed with guns. So this is my cry. I just want to see if there's any feedback, and maybe I'm missing a simple point. Thank you so much, and God bless.